Hello, YouTube. This is round 6, and you are awesome for watching. Thank you, thank you. We have a good match for you here, a match that does not matter for the outcome of the tournament. The top 8 is set. They all drew in. It was a clean cut. This match is from table 6. This is for funsies. This is Ben Riley on your left. Let me show you Ben. There's Ben. Wow, looking really small against that. He's a small guy, but the camera angle's deceiving. He's not that small. That's Ben. He's playing against Lucas on your right. That's Lucas. Lucas von Simpson. Awesome name. Definitely like a good evil villain name. And these two are friends. I saw these two playtesting before the tournament started. During round 5, they were playtesting. They were having fun, goofing around. So sure, we'll have a lighthearted match here. Sure we will. Ben is playing one of my favorite decks in Modern, one that I played at GP Hartford. He's playing Cheerios. And Lucas is playing what I believe is Grixis Delver. It's either Grixis Delver or Grixis Death Shadow. I don't know which one. Let's peep his deck right here. Looks like Death Shadow. Playing Grixis Death Shadow. A very tough matchup for Cheerios, although this hand from Ben is amazing. Having 2 creatures, Thoughtseize Protection. Luke says, okay, I guess I take the SRAM. And he passes the turn back. So Luke is at 15. Ben is at 19. Have to imagine he'll be going to 18th in his deck out, get a Plains. Here we go. He's going to get a Plains. He's going to play a SRAM, the Senior Edificer. And then he's going to go buck wild. Now, if you don't know about Cheerios, first of all, shame on you. No, JK. If you don't know about Cheerios, it involves playing Pure Steel Paladin or SRAM, Senior Edificer. Both of these creatures say when you play an equipment. One says when you play, one says when it enters. You draw a card. You play all these 0 mana equipment spells. You draw a bunch of cards. You play a Mox Opal. You cast the 1 blue mana Retract, which returns all your artifacts to your hand. You do it all again. You find another Mox. You cast a Grape Shot for way more than their life total. So he's going hard right now. Ben is. He played 3 equipment. He drew 3 cards. See if he has more equipment. It doesn't look like it. He says go. So he just he didn't draw that many cards there, but he did set up for his next turn. If he untaps, he'll surely win. Let's see what Inquisition hits here. That Plains is in Ben's hand, by the way. That's not in play. Ben thought about casting this Noxious Revival. Yen decided not to. It actually looked like Ben is in rough shape because Luke is really smart about this. He casts the Inquisition first before he even plays a land. If he casts the Fatal Push first, that would have given Ben the info he needed to Noxious Revival, but when he casts Discard Spell first, he gives away no extra information, and he makes Ben play a guessing game as to whether or not to cast the Noxious. Ben decides not to. He draws the equipment that he put on top. What I think was an equipment. Might have been a Retract. But whatever it is, he can just say go. Right. Luke at 9, it looks like. It's an interesting matchup, this Cheerios versus Grixis Death Shadow. Grixis Death Shadow is really good against Cheerios, but if they let themselves get too low, you can just Grape Shot them out. Which sounds really goofy, and it is. You know, if they get themselves to 6, you can just go like artifact, artifact, retract, artifact, and Grape Shot them. I had a great match at GP Hartford against, I really don't remember his name. It might have been Alessandro. I forget exactly, but playing Grixis Death Shadow. Played a super long games 1 and 2. It's like round 1 of day 2, round 2 of day 2. As we see SRAM get killed here. Ben will still draw 1 card. But yeah, we played a super long match, which I ended up Grape Shotting him for 9. Oh, look at this. He found another Pure Steel. Super great draw from Ben. This has broken really well for him. He's drawn a lot of his creatures. And now he has a Pure Steel that can tap for any color of mana and has what looks like 8 toughness. So Death Shadow being a 4/4. Oh, no, he's at 5. Death Shadow is an 8/8, so 8/8 bashes through that Pure Steel. Street Wraith is cycled. He goes to 3. This is actually, like, kind of ridiculous, to be honest. I mean, Pure Steel, if Ben draws a Sigil of Distinction, Luke just loses. This is wild. Ben down to 8. Ah, snap push. Let's see what Ben can do here. He is dead to the Death Shadow. Retract. Another SRAM. How many is this? This is wild. He's gone through like a third of his deck and has hit 3/4 of his creatures. Ben is very likely to win here. Oh. Okay, this is just silly. I have to wonder, is he pulling these from his graveyard? Wow. So Ben has cast a ton of spells. He just needs to find a Grape Shot. Two mana. Is it another Pure Steel? Is it Pure Steel number 4 for Ben Riley? Not sure what this 2 mana is for. Let's see what he's got. Wow, another Pure Steel. That has to be 8. I think that's all 8. Mox number 3. Lucas, understandably so, is pretty upset right now. Ben Riley at 6. Luke Von Samson at 3. Repeals Sigil. Card. Recast Sigil draws 3 cards. Draws another equipment. Here we go. Here we go. Does Ben Riley have enough Moxes left in his deck to Grape Shot? I'm not sure he does. Oh, but here we go. I guess he could Noxious Revival a Grape Shot. Or Noxious Revival a Mox, rather, and that looks like what he's pointing to. So Ben Riley takes game 1. That was insane. I really would love to know the odds on hitting like all 8 of your creatures in the top 25 cards. That was pretty ridiculous. Like some legacy players play 4 Ponder, 4 Preordain, 4 Brainstorm, and can't hit their 4 of. Can't hit one of them. Wow. So Ben Riley shows why his winning percentage is so high with Cheerios. Because he can draw all 8 of his creatures. That was great. So going to our sideboards here, Ben should look to side in certainly his Paradoxical Outcomes and Noxious Revival. Anti-discard spells, right? Paradoxical can't hit by Inquisition. Noxious can regrow a creature. The question marks are Gierper Aether Grid. That one is a question mark. I've had some success siding it in against Grixis. But Ben wasn't quite as high on that. So I don't know. I don't know whether he'll do that. I think it is pretty good because it forces the Death Shadow deck to play a little honestly. Right? They can't just go to 3. They have to at least think about it. So I like 1, maybe not 2, but I do like 1. Luke, on the other hand, will overload his deck with removal. Right? He'll board in the Engineered Explosives, perhaps the Stubborn Denials. Any cheap interaction he'll put in his deck. Any 1-mana kill spells he has in his board he'll put in his deck. That's pretty simple for him. Really, almost every card in his deck is great. And Luke will have the play for game 2. Let's see what he does. Here we go. Players will cut each other's decks. I must remind you, they're not playing for a heck of a lot here. Maybe if something really bizarre happens, one will get 8th, but very, very unlikely. In the top 8 for people we saw previously, we saw Terry St. Onge in round 2, Dean Champagne in round 4. So a Jeskai and a Tron. Taylor Pratt playing Elves. That I know. Don't know about Zach Fink. Don't know Josh Brown. Mike Thompson, we just saw playing Jund. So looking to be a pretty good top 8. I do like Terry St. Onge, which was French, by the way. I was correct about that. He's playing Urzatron. I really like his chances. But I'm thinking we got to feature Zach Fink round 1 of the top 8. He's won 90% of his games today. He's only lost 1 game. That's pretty awesome. All right. Is Luke going to 5? Is that right? I don't know if y'all watched the intro to this playlist, but if you did, you would have seen that I'm running a giveaway, giving away a German Judgment booster pack to a person at random who comments on any of these videos. So if you want to be entered into the drawing to win a German Judgment pack, I'm going to do an opening live on air. Excuse me, in a video that I upload, not live on air. You want to see that? Leave a comment on this or any other video. Thumbs up, subscribe, etc., etc. You don't have to do those things. All you got to do is leave a comment. I hope you do. I want to open a foil Cabal Therapy and give it away. German Judgment. Anyways, this game. Grim Lavamancer versus Serum Visions. And pretty unlucky for Luke, honestly. He has no fetch lands. This is kind of crazy. His hand is great. It's 3 interaction spells. He has a Bolt, he has a Seize, and he has a Stubborn Denial. And he's going to go for the Seize. He's going to seize what's going on here. We have a creature, we have 2 equipment, and we have a Mantle. So pretty bad hand for Ben. This is not looking good for him this game. He's going to need to draw something like a Paradoxical Outcome and not have it get Stubborn Denialed to be in this game. Maybe an Aether Grid. That'd be good too. So here we have a SRAM. Ben wisely left that on top with Serum Visions. Yeah, it's a legend. But you got to leave that on top. You got to know that your opponent's going to kill your first SRAM or discard your first SRAM. So he'll still draw off the 1 equipment. Luke draws a discard spell, but says go. He decides to sit. And draws another land, exactly what he wanted. Still has both pieces of Disruption open. Not going to cast that Inquisition just yet, I don't think. I don't know if that makes sense to do, but he's going to go for it. He's going to say, okay, I don't need to have 2 spells up. This is fine. And wow, he hits the Aether Grid. That's a good hit right there. Imagine Aether Grid on this board, right? You drop your equipment, you kill the Grim, and then it's like you have a Grim Lavamancer. TJ's stalwarts, Devin Callahan, Tom Kessler, behind Luke here. They're waiting for the top 8 to start. They don't need to watch. Here's a Gurmag. Have to exile 5 cards for this. Excuse me, 4. Yeah, there we go. That makes more sense. Exile 5 cards, leave 2 in the graveyard. Just enough for a Grim activation. And this is not looking good for Ben Riley. Ben drops to 13. EE for 0 from Lucas. And I suspect that we'll see a Noxious Revival on Aether Grid here, which will be just enough to kill that Grim. Ben goes to 10 for this. And Ben's grand plan is answered with 1 mana Stubborn Denial. Whoops. So we'll go to a game 3. The entire top 8 will wait as these two play for funsies. By the way, if you want to come to one of these tournaments, the 1Ks, the challenges are always at TJ Collectibles. Always, always. The next two are June 16th, Saturday. That's a Saturday. And July 28th, a Saturday. So there'll be the June challenge and the July challenge. We run one a month, and the winner of each tournament this year will be getting one-round buys to the 10K, $10,000 prize pool tournament that we're running in October. So the winner of this tournament won't be either of these gentlemen, but the winner of this tournament will get the one-round buy to the 10K. Definitely really valuable in just a one-day tournament. Buys help your tie breaks. Buys help you top 8 the event. Or top 16, top 32, get that cash money. So here we go. Ben Riley will be on the play for Game 3, but going to 6 cards. And this is a tough matchup. He's going to need to resolve an Aether Grid or need Luke to just have a bad hand. And Luke's going to 6 too. Both players visited in the well. Not sure who this favors more. Both players don't need a lot of cards to do what they want to do, right? Luke's cards all cost 1. And Ben only needs a creature and some equipment and 2 lands. So not like either player is trying to cast a Tooth and Nail here, get to 9 mana. Not trying to be Scape Shift, get to 7 lands. Here we go. Nile Spellbomb from Luke as he goes to 5 again. Oh my god. Lukey. What are you doing, dude? Brutal. Looks like Ben's keeping his 6, but Luke going to 5. And if Luke has an Inquisition or a Thoughtseize, he's going to be ecstatic. Really, Inquisition, Thoughtseize, Fatal Push, Lightning Bolt. Any of these will be okay. He'll settle for Stubborn Denial, but he'd much rather have a discard spell or a bolt. 5. Can Luke hit a land? He can. Both players scry to the bottom. Oh, no. Luke scryed to the top. Excuse me. So, yeah, this shows how vulnerable the Cheerios deck is, right? Luke casts a single spell. He casts a Thoughtseize. And Ben's hand is Paradise Mantle, Sigil of Distinction, land. So, Ben not really drawing live here. He changes his mind on this fetch lane. He's going to get a Sacred Foundry. Makes a lot of sense, right? If he draws an Aether Grid, he wants to be able to have the mana to play it. Already has the Seachrome Coast, so he has blue mana. There are no double blue spells in the deck. This makes perfect sense. Head Judge Matt Stone, key as always. Thank you for the deck list, sir. Ben says go. With his 1 draw phase, he did not manage to draw a 2-mana creature. So here we go. Here comes another Thoughtseize from Luke. You can see Tom Shea in the background there, walking around like he owns the place. Oh, wait, he does. So there it is. There's the plan. Giaper, Aether Grid. Death Shadow is a 1/1. Is this right? Okay, Death Shadow is a 1/1, but of course, Luke can crack that fetch land and make it up to a 4/4 if he needs to. Response to the equipment. Thought Scour does not find a 1-drop. Ben Riley decides to play around the engineered explosives. Does not yet cast all of his equipment. I believe he has a Paradise Mantle left in hand, unless, of course, get discarded. I might have missed that. EE for 2 will get exploded. Hold on. So as the fetch land finishes, looks like Death Shadow 6/6, E getting exploded. Oh, Death Shadow cracks in. Ben drops to 11. These two players, of course, not playing for top 8, just playing for fun. They're both dead. Grim drawn. Death Shadow cracks. Ben has one more turn. Knocks his deck. Let's see. Seen him top deck a lot of opponents out of the game. Second Aether Grid is not going to do it. There's the handshake. Ben Riley ends at 3-3. Cheerios Master can't get it done. But at least we got a good match out of it. That was kind of cool. Grixis Death Shadow, definitely the worst matchup for Cheerios. That and Jund, pretty unwinnable. That's what the Aether Grids are for. So everyone, thanks for watching this video. The next one on the playlist should be the first round of top 8. I think I'm going to try and get Zach Fink on there, who has only lost one game all day. He's playing Mardu Pyromancer. So if you want to watch that match, let the playlist roll. And remember, leave a comment if you do want to be entered into that drawing. You have to have one comment on one of the videos. Thanks, guys.